everybody. Hello, hello. How are you this fine Wednesday? Hello, Paula. Good to see you, girl. And we have another. Oh, hang on. I got to turn this down. Da, 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 da. There we go. Don't want to hear myself talk twice. I use the other tablet so I can see your comments. But we don't need to hear me say it twice. That's for sure. Elsa, the bargain hunter, has joined our book club. It'll be good to see her in here today. Deidre's Hobby and Lupus Life. More members coming in. How fun. All right. Let's go to our March 19th, tomorrow, the first day of spring, y'all. Yeah, I turned the echo down. We definitely don't need to hear an echo, that's for sure. No, 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 no. And it is March 19th. Our book club is at 3 p.m. We are continuing to read, starting now by Debbie McComber. And I do have some questions, but we're going to do that in a little bit. I want to welcome our new club members. Welcome, welcome. I will say that. It's good to have you on board. And I'm going to show you all something fun today that you can do for yourself. And all it takes is, if you have a cutter, use a cutter. If you don't, take a pair of scissors. And it's easy breezy to do, and you are going to love it. And I'm going to get started on that real soon for something to do before we get into the questions I have for you. But right now I am going to close this up, and we are going to go to our homework book. Yes, every book club has homework. It helps with your creativity. And we had right here, describe a time when someone surprised you in a good way. What was the occasion? And my moderator, Miss Paula, did it. And she said, Buck and I had a dinner party, and he had started to cook. Then he had gotten a phone call to go down to the jewelry store. He had to pick up something, and I didn't know what it was. It was a total surprise to me. So he said, can you watch what is on the stove? And I said, yes, I would. And he ran down to the jewelry store. Then he came back, and everybody knew what was going on, but I didn't. So he got down on his knee and put his hand up, and he asked me, will you marry me? And he had a ring, and he put it on my finger. And I had covered my eyes, and I cried with happiness, and everyone cheered and was so happy for us. What a beautiful memory, Paula. What a beautiful memory. And I also did my homework, and I wrote, I will always remember my 5th birthday. My mom and dad surprised me with my very own big girl bike. I rode this bike everywhere on our farm, down the lane, into the fields. Pure joy for a 5-year-old and a lasting memory. I was only 5 years old, y'all, and I still remember that 5th birthday and getting surprised with my very own 2-wheel bike. That was just the best, and I just hugged my mom and dad. Now, I shortened it to a 1 paragraph like we're supposed to, so there's a lot of details I left out. But it's a good paragraph, and it gets down to the gist of what the question was. Describe a time when someone surprised you in a good way. What was the occasion? And our homework for next week. I love this, and this will test your creative ability. So remember that, and then you want to email it to tzdstyle@gmail.com. And it is close your eyes. Take a few minutes to close your eyes. What do you see? So, after you close your eyes for a few minutes, then you're going to open your eyes and write down everything you saw while your eyes were closed. And if you need an example, just ask. I will give you an example of it. Very easy breezy, one paragraph again, guys. Bring out your creative side. Close your eyes. What did you see? That is going to be awesome. Okay, let me get these two books out of the way because I'm going to show you guys how to make your own book. Now, I pre-cut these to make, and I'm making a small book. I might use it for the book club. I might use it for my journal. But what you will need is cut down paper of the size of book you want. If you want a 10 by 11 and keep the paper as it is, then do that also. So you will need your paper. You will definitely need wood glue. And the reason I say wood glue, it is a tighter bond on what we're making today. It's going to be a tighter bond. So you definitely want wood glue. And you're going to need a paintbrush, a pair of scissors if you don't have a cutter, a ruler to measure your paper, and you're going to need an outside cover. I chose to use leather. This is faux leather, but I chose this for the outside of my book. And this is going to be my very own writing book, journal book, picture book, whatever I decide to do with it. So, what you want to do is you want to take your paper first. Let me open my glue. Ugh. Oh, see, I have no strength in my hands. Have you? No, I haven't. Give me a little bit of, I've heard of it. Give me a little bit of what it is. Can you read like one or two sentences? I've heard of that. Manja, I'll have to look that up, but thank you. I think the only thing is I've heard of it. I don't, unless it's what I'm thinking it is. Then I have read some of it. So that's why I want you to give me a couple lines. Because if it's what I think it is, I have read some of it. It has the little characters. There's a girl and a boy, and they have like squares and talk bubbles, and they talk in. I've read something like that. I hope that's what we were thinking of. It's a Japanese yes, I have read that. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Yes, I have. And I do like those. Are you requesting that? Is that what you're asking? Are you requesting it? Because those are fun. I thought that's what you were talking about. Comic style, yes. Exactly what was in my head. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your papers and however thick. Now, I'm not making mine too thick because I am doing it on here. So you're going to just hold them loosely in your hands. And you're going to take your paintbrush and you are going to glue the edges of your book. Let me get that off there. We don't want that on there. And now the reason you're loosely holding them to start is because you want the glue to seep a little bit in the boundary, in the binding. Okay, and not, you don't need a lot. So then you're going to turn it and you're going to hold it. Don't mind if you get glue here or on the back, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. I'm going to make sure these are even, and then I'm going to take my glue and I am going to bind my book together. All you are doing right now is binding the book together, and this glue will hold very, very strong. That's why I suggest you use wood glue. You could use regular glue, but it probably won't bind as good. So you want to make sure you have your binding as... Okay, so once you get that done, you take what you're using, and I folded mine in half and made sure that it was right where I wanted it. Now I'm going to put my binder right up. Oh, I got to stretch it a little more. That's okay. Not quite big enough, but I'm not wasting this leather, so I'm going to go ahead and bind it anyway. That little bit showing doesn't matter. Not, anything handmade does not have to be 100% perfect, y'all. So once I get that bound together, I make sure the back of the leather is really stuck. And then I'm going to take my top part and I am going to bind it to this page so that it doesn't flip all over and has a firm bind on there. So you just want to go ahead, and you don't need to like make sure the whole thing is glued. You just want enough to make sure it stays bound to the first page without pulling up on you. And this is how you make your own writing book, journal book, picture book, whatever book you want to be making at that time. All right. And then you, pressing against your bind back here, you're pressing against that. You are going to go ahead and push forward. And you are going to bind this leather to that first page. There, and make sure you have no bubbles. Make sure it is holding down. And I'm going to go ahead and set the glue on there for a few minutes, because we want to make sure it is holding. Oh, you didn't have to retract that. That was fun. You should leave it on there. Yeah. All right. Now we got this part done. And you want to make sure there's no bubbles. And always when you're working with your book, you want to make sure to always hold the back part of the bind to keep it in line. See how it's squaring out already? That's why you want to hold it. And you bind this one down now too. Now, we won't be able to look at it today because it's got to have time to dry solid. so that we have the binded edge bound down, and then you can say you make your own journals. Now some people do make theirs 8 by 11, 8 by 10 paper, 8 by 11, so they have a lot of room to journal. But I have in mind that I might use this for my book club writing. So that's why I went ahead and made mine little. So also so that you guys it'll be easier for me to control by myself. I don't have very strong hands. You guys know that from my illness. So I need just a little more. I want to put down here. Okay, and then you do the same thing, and you hold the back and push it down. And you want to make sure there are no bubbles in it. And as you're holding it down, it should stay. All right, I'm going to pick it back up, all the while making sure this is still square. I'm going to turn it over. And then I'm going to take my other books, and I am going to weigh it down with that big book to make sure that it stays down there. There we go. That is how you make, and I will show it at the end again, so that you guys can see what it looks like, and you can make your own book. I mean, you can get faux leather really cheap through Temu or Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I think Joann Fabrics has some. So you can get that anywhere, y'all. Anywhere. All right, let's move on now. I have to put my lid back on my glue. What I do with my lid. There it is. Don't want to waste good glue. Thank you, Paula. You and I thought at the same time, we're both thinking that. All right, y'all. We're going to get started in the meeting. What's that one guy do? Hear ye, hear ye. The meeting is about to begin. Now that we did our fun project today, that is why I didn't have a story right off the bat, because we did something fun by showing you guys how to make your own book. All right. All right, let's start the meeting. I thought of some other questions this past weekend. What do you think of the read to date? What do you think about what we are reading up to today? And that is Debbie Macomber's Starting Now. You don't have to put a big long sentence, just I love it. I like it. It's a good read. However you feel about it, just write it in the comments what you think of the read to date. And my thoughts on the read as of the date is another great book by Debbie Macomber. That is my take. That is what I think of it as of today, it's another good book, an awesome book, and it keeps you captivated. Every chapter you want more because you want to know what is going to happen in the next chapter. That's how awesome this book is. It keeps you wanting more. I am wondering if Ava is going to tell her grandma. Okay, you're kind of jumping the gun here. That's a question, but that's okay. How do you feel about the book up until this point? And we are going to touch on, leave your comment there because we're going to touch on that. But tell me how you feel about the book today. Is it a good book, a great book, another great book by Debbie McComber? Does it keep you excited? This is what I'm looking for with that question. Does it keep you interested? And I will say yes, also. It does keep you interested. Yeah, I thought you'd write that, Paula, because you keep telling me how much you love this book. So my number 2 question that I thought about over the weekend was, what do you think Libby's character feels about her life right now? So we have got up to chapter 19. We are reading chapter 19 tonight, y'all. And I'm going to read a couple of paragraphs right now, and then you let me know in the comments, what do you think about Libby's character, how she feels in her life at this point in the book? Libby was already on the treadmill when she saw Robin enter the gym. Her friend was 15 minutes later than usual. Libby suspected she purposely arrived late to avoid chatting with Libby in the locker room. Still, Libby was encouraged. At least Robin had shown up, and that was a good sign. The treadmill next to her was empty, and she hoped Robin would claim it. 10 minutes after she arrived, Robin stepped out of the locker room in her workout gear. She glanced briefly in Libby's direction, and when she caught Libby eyeing her, she quickly looked away. So that was the way it was to be. And this is the chapter we are reading tonight. So, what do you think Libby's character feels about her life now? Okay, we have read up to chapter 19. So what I see, and I know this is our opinion, everybody's going to have their own opinion on how they think her character feels. Now, after the debacle on her interview, her friendship with Robin being up and down a little bit, I would gander to say she's feeling a little lost right now. That's what I think. Just by what I've read, I think Libby is... She told us herself she didn't know who she was anymore in the last chapter. So I feel that she's feeling lost. Like, where do I go from here? I didn't get the job. I'm still jobless. My friend and I are at odds. I mean, that to me shows she's a little lost. I think that she feels like Robin doesn't like her too well. Exactly. And that leads us to my next question, which has what about Robin? Libby's close friend, does she have reason to end a friendship over Libby's ruined interview that she pushed to get her? Do you feel like that's a reason to ruin a friendship? Yes, Robin did push to get her the interview and used her connections, and I understand that makes Robin feel some kind of way, and I can feel Robin's hurt. I pushed her for you to get that, and you turn a debacle out of it? I mean, yes, I understand that Robin is upset, but to ignore her friend and not speak to her, I can't wait to find out what happens in chapter 19, because when her friend said good morning to her, what happens after the morning. The fact that she looked away from Libby when Libby was looking at her, that kind of tells me I'm ignoring you. So I don't think it's something that she has to lose a friendship over. That's for sure. To me, she has no grounds to waste that friendship, even though Libby was a little late to the interview. It happened. You have to, that's right, it happened. And if any one of us is perfect, oh my, that must be a joy to be perfect. But none of us are Hello, Deidre. Good to see you. We are just now answering questions that I had about Debbie McComber Starting Now. This is the book we are reading right now. And I will go over your homework for next week. Don't worry about it. You're here now, and I give you big hugs, girl. You're here now, and that's what matters. That's right. So, like Paula said, it really is no grounds to waste a good friendship over a mistake, because none of us are perfect. None of us. We all make mistakes. I love you too, honey. We all hurt, excuse me, we all hurt people unintentionally. I mean, did you ever have somebody come to you and say, you hurt my feelings at this party or at this dinner because blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I hurt your feelings. I'm so sorry. Because you don't want to hurt your friends. I mean, sometimes we do it accidentally. Sometimes we don't know. But when you do something for a friend, like Robin got her the job and she messed it up, I just don't think it's grounds to lose a good many-year friendship over that. It's just not worth it. Hi, Deidre. Good to see you, sweetheart. From Paula. Miss Paula. Okay, now let's show Dee what she missed real quick. We'll show her the book we made. Dee, you can go back and watch the beginning. I showed you guys how to make your own journal book, and you can put as many papers in it as you want. We can't look at it because the glue is bonding right now, so you can go back to the beginning and watch how to make your own book that you can write in or put colors in. You'll just love that. All right, let's go back to where we were. Okay, sweetie. All right, and I did get you in our book club journal here, Dee. You are in the journal, and Elsa is also in here. Where's my pencil? I need my pencil because I do want to highlight. Paula had said that Libby feels that Robin doesn't like her too well right now. And I said, I feel Libby is lost. At this point in the book, Libby feels lost. Then we also talked about, Paula said, no grounds to end a friendship. No grounds to end a friendship. And I basically said the same thing. So, now, let's talk about Lydia. Not Lydia, I'm sorry, Ava. Why did I say her mom? Her mom doesn't even, well, her mom knows. That's right, her mom knows. All right, let's talk about Ava. Do you think she should have told her grandmother already? Or do you think she's terrified of her grandmother to even tell her that she is pregnant with a baby? Now, keep in mind, she's only 13. So you kind of got to put your mindset as a 13-year-old. Now, just the little parts that we have read about her grandmother. Her grandmother goes to taverns. She stays away from the house. She works a lot. So I understand why Ava is afraid to tell her grandmother that she's pregnant. She might be afraid to tell her grandmother because what the grandmother might say. Exactly. I mean, at 13 years old, 13 years, disappointed. Disappointed plays a big part in it. My grandmother will be disappointed in me. Will she become hateful? Will she become hateful? Also, it almost sounds, just by what we've read to date, it sounds like the grandmother took them in because she had to, not because she wanted to. So that plays a big part in how Ava is feeling about telling her. I mean, she's 13 years old, so the grandmother is not only going to have to finish raising Ava, she is also going to have to take on another mouth to feed. So I think Ava's fear is justified. Yes, I do. I think Ava's fear is justified. All right. Now, if you are going back, if you are missing on Wednesday nights, if you can't make Wednesday nights, catch it in the playlist so that you can keep up with the book club. You'll want to listen to the story on your own time before you go to bed, maybe in the morning when you get up, have coffee and listen to the book. And that would be great. Okay, well, I tell you what, hon, go to my playlist. Go to my playlist. It says Back to Blossom Street, and you can catch up on my book reads on Wednesday night, and then you'll be able to listen to the chapters we're actually on. And I will send you a link to that, Deidre, so that you have it, hon. I will definitely send you a link. All right. Favorite characters. Has anybody changed their favorite characters? My favorite character is still Libby. And of course she is the story's lead. They have her, but not. Oh, wow. I think I got Starting Now a while ago on eBay. I don't know if you go to eBay, Dee. Yes, Starting Now is the book. Yes. All right. Paula still likes, Ava is still Paula's favorite. Dee, do you have a favorite character? Have you watched any of my playlists yet? You just joined, so I'll give you next week to answer. You can answer that next week when we go over our favorite characters. Now, if you are following us and you missed the book club live today, then go ahead and write it in the comments so I can write you in our book. And this is a beautiful book club book that I got. Our favorite books, a book club journal. And this will be my memory of our book club. And I put everything in the book that we're doing and our favorite characters, favorite quotes. I don't have a favorite quote right now. I haven't really thought about that, so we can catch that next week. Think about that, y'all. Your favorite quote from the book. And we aren't going to do the rating until we actually finish the book, which we are over halfway through the book. And so, since we are over halfway through the book, I do want to remind you guys, tonight, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, that is 9 p.m. my time, we will be reading chapters 19 and 20 of Starting Now, a Blossom Street novel. I have all the books, but not that one. Is it? No, it's not Blossom Street, honey. It's called Starting Now, a Blossom Street novel. So you want to look for Starting Now. Starting Now, a Blossom. And I'll tell you what, I'll go over to eBay for you because I got mine on eBay. So if they have it on eBay, I'll send you the link to it. And Paula will too. If Paula finds it over there, she'll send it to you. And so that's the name, Starting Now, a Blossom Street novel. Now, don't forget to vote, you guys, on our next book. It is going to be a thriller. We did an earlier vote, and thriller won the vote. So our next read is going to be a thriller. We have The Housemaid. We have Local Woman Missing. And we have The Book Thief. Now, Paula, will you do me a favor and send Deidre the link to the inserts of these 3 books so she can vote? Oh, good, you found it. The video that I put up where I read the inserts to these books, will you send that through Instagram to Deidre so she can vote accurately on which thriller she would like? And that again, y'all, is Local Woman Missing, The Housemaid. You know, I could read them real quick for her, save us the trouble. People, now, on Local Woman Missing, Dee and Elsa, I am doing this for Elsa also because Elsa needs to put in her vote. She is another. Okay, that's all right. I'm going to do it right now for Dee and Elsa. And anyone else who joins today and or this week. Shelby Thibault is the first to go missing. Then Meredith Dickey and her 6-year-old daughter Delilah vanished just blocks away from where Shelby was last seen, striking fear into the once peaceful community. After an elusive search that yields more questions than answers, the case eventually goes cold. Now, 11 years later, Delilah shockingly returns. Everyone wants to know what happened to her, but no one is prepared for what they'll find. And some people will stop at nothing to keep the truth buried. And that is Local Woman Missing. And so you want to vote number 1 or put the name. You can say number 1 or put the name, Local Woman Missing. The Housemaid. Number 2 or The Housemaid. From behind closed doors, she sees everything. Welcome to the family, Nina Winchester says. As I shake her elegant manicured hand, I smile politely, gazing around the marble hallway. Working here is my last chance to start fresh. I can pretend to be whoever I like, but I'll soon learn that the Winchester secrets are far more dangerous than my own. Every day I clean the Winchesters' beautiful house top to bottom. I pick up their daughter from school, and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch me clean it up, how she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband, Andrew, seems more broken every day. But as I look into Andrew's handsome brown eyes, so full of pain, it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. The walk-in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband. I try on one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, just to see what it's like. But soon she finds out. And by the time I realize my attic bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. But I reassure myself, the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. And that is number 2, the housemaid. Number 2. So if you want number 2, email me number 2 or the housemaid, or you can email local woman missing number 1, and number 3 is the book thief. When death has a story to tell, you listen. And I'll read you the quick little insert here that I read everybody else, so you can do an accurate vote on which book you would like to hear. And these are just thrillers, guys. They're not gory books. These are teen level. That's why I got them. So, because I know teenagers like books too. Okay, let me find that. First the colors, then the humans. That's usually how I see things, or at least how I try. Here is a small fact. You are going to die. I am all truthfulness, attempting to be cheerful about this whole topic, though most people find themselves hindered in believing me, no matter my protestations. Please trust me. I most definitely can be cheerful. I can be admirable, agreeable, affable, and that's only the A's. Just don't ask me to be nice. Nice has nothing to do with me. Reaction to the aforementioned fact. Does this worry you? I urge you, don't be afraid. I'm nothing if not fair. And that is book number 3, The Book Thief. So those are your 3 choices for our next book. So be sure and email me, tzstyle@gmail.com, and turn in your vote for the thriller that you want to hear. I turned my little girl around. Sorry there, little missy. Isn't she adorable in that little rocking chair? I just love her. She is adorable. Now, when you join our book club, you will get by mail a beautiful card package. And I don't have the stuff with me today. There is a video out. Look for the other book club video I have out in the playlist, and you will see everything. You get the card, you get a bookmark, you also get stickers, and you get a wall plaque handmade by myself, and a book mark that is handmade by my daughter, and that is Nomadic Collective. And you get quite a bit of stuff with your, and maybe a little surprise in there for you all that her and I were talking about. So keep that in mind when you sign up, tzstyle@gmail.com. In the subject line, write, join book club. Paula, oh, yeah. I did email. Okay, now Paula Latham is not the Paula here, honey. Paula K is who is here. Paula K is, look up Paula K. Paula Latham, I know Paula Latham, but that's 2 different Paulas, baby girl. 2 different Paulas. You want to look for K Saxby on Instagram, Paula, write your Instagram name down for her. And then Paula K on YouTube. So she has one name for her Instagram, one name for her YouTube. K Saxby on Instagram and Paula K on YouTube. All right, we gotta help her out a little bit. She's my girl. Yes, she is the sweetest lady I have ever met, you all. Deidre's Hobby and Lupus Life, a beautiful woman inside and out. So gentle and so kind. You just gotta know her. That's all. And so I would look up on her channel to find. Yes, you will, girl. You guys will find each other. I'll help you out. Don't worry. I'll make sure Deidre gets your link, Paula, and to Instagram and to YouTube. You're welcome, Dee. You're so welcome, love. Very, very welcome. All right, you guys, that is our book club for today. And next week, I will have a short story for you once again. We will also be looking at my beautiful book that I made. It will be dry by then, so we'll be able to write in that and look at that. And you guys are all going to love that. And we will go over chapters 19 and 20. And also, I have a fun project next week too, and it's only a mini project, so you won't have to worry about it taking too long. Until then, guys, love you all, be safe, and always be kind. See you tonight in the live.